The one that actually intrigues me the most is love languages. So that I think was the game changer for me to become.
Yes.
So I guess to start off with that, like, what are your love languages? I guess to start kick it off, my primary love language is acts of service. So it's specifically in the dialect of "do not get in my way," because there's acts of service where it's nice for you to do things for me, but sometimes you doing things for me means you're doing it wrong. So I'd much rather do it myself and you not be a distraction. So don't end that. My second love language would be it's quality time, but doing things. It kind of complements the whole acts of service. Like, I like to spend quality time and do stuff. Hence, this is one of the reasons I do so many activities with everyone and also film it, because we can document it and then go back to it later on in life.
Content!
Yeah.
I'll do mine. How I like to receive my love is through words of affirmation.
Piece of shit.
Thank you.
Take that personally.
I have to receive constant positive communication through my relationships in order to feel good and rooted and, settled and connected with a partner. And that's just with friends, family, everybody. It's words of affirmation. And how I show my love is acts of service. And gift giving, which some of us may know. But if there's, I'll bring things to events. I'm the one
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
You're the mama of the group,
Snack
for real.
mama!
Yes, if you're sick, one friend got injured. He hurt his back the other day at work, and I immediately Amazon Primed like an electrical, it shoots electrodes in your back, and a back stretcher, and a back brace with the cooler. And
Oh, damn. You got
it
a
was
whole recovery kit.
It was a big
Clinic
recovery.
crystal.
But this is how I show love. It's me saying, hey, I care about you and your health, and I want you to get better. So things like that. But I understand that this isn't how people may want to receive love. So there are some people where I'll do acts of service and they're like, why are you cleaning my room? Get out of my house.
Your act of service in terms of getting the snacks, actually, that's one of the things I actually appreciate, because when me and Brandon are just straight directing, I'm super focused on what we're trying to shoot that day. Sometimes, I keep in mind of, oh shit, the dancers need to get sustenance, and then you doing that helps out. Like, oh yes, they're taken care of. Mm-hmm. Now do it again.
Yes, and it comes from general care. Like, I'll see dancers getting exerted or looking like they're about to faint, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I care about you, so I want you to be okay, and this is how I can help.
I care enough for them to do it again.
But you good? Okay, well, I need you to do another run because that was bad.
But it's good to know your love language, how you like to show it, and express how you like to show it with someone, but then to also understand how your person likes to receive it. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I'm amazed that you haven't lost your mind with us with the amount of insults we just throw.
Oh my god. I know it's all love.
What was that?
I know it's all love.
That's fair. Because I feel like when I've actually tried to genuinely compliment you, you're like,
I get so uncomfortable.
Yes.
No. You're like, I'm not used to this.
Like,
You
what the fuck?
usually spew all these hateful words, and I'm like, that's it.
Like, one time you said something like, I'm proud of you or something, and I was like, don't say that in private. I was like, why are you saying that in private?
You have to say that. You have to say it in front of everyone else so they can see the acknowledgement. But there was one time when we were actually having a real conversation. I kind of gave you acknowledgements, and you and then you said you were about to cry or something like that. This was about dealing with yeah.
Don't remind me.
When I was actually. I mean, I can be human. So.
Yes.
What about you, Lark?
You can be that.
My love language is also words of affirmation.
Oh, look what I'm surrounded with today.
Words of affirmation.
Say nice things.
But I think, it's like saying nice things. Honestly, if someone texts me like, you're doing great, sweetie, I'll just be like...
That makes sense why you kept cheering Victoria on during...
Yes! Yeah, I also am dubbed like the best hype woman, because I'll just be like, if you're doing choreo or you're or playing basketball, I'm like, you can do it, I believe in you, and hey, it works, it does work. And we're like, wow. Actually, Victoria actually told me that. She's like, dang, you're like the best type one. I comment literally on like all of her videos. I'm like, dang, hot stuff, you're so great. Oh my God, I love you. And she's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, hey. So that is how, but it's also, it is a two-way street because as much as I know like friends can be like sarcastic in their words or stuff like that, like I know in like intellectually that they're like, they may be joking, but I feel something totally different. And yes, I realize that. And I think that's also why in some relationships, like I can get really attached to what people say. But if someone doesn't like deliver on that end of like their words, then that like I'll feel the need to believe what they say, but in my head, and I'm like, I don't think I should. So it's this giant conflict.
Like, are you talking about specifically about keeping a promise, or is it?
I think I can get really attached to some things that people might say, and I'll be like, well, okay, like you told me one thing, and here it is, we are a few months later, you're acting different. You haven't told me anything different, and I'm asking you, yo, what's going on? And you don't want to tell me what's actually up.
And that's when you have to do a check-in.
Yeah.
Oh, so for example, like they say that they're attracted to you, but then they start acting differently, but they haven't said anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
cool.
Exactly that. So that I realize that words are very important to me, and especially I actually maintain a lot of relationships through like social media and like texting and calling. So that is my receiving love language. I also, my two other ones, it's a hard tie, I think, between quality time. We had a conversation about that.
Oh yeah.
And physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yes.
Is that your second love language? Or
Yes. Hug me. Hold me.
Hold me.
Oh, you with a straight jacket. I love you.
What's your second?
My second is quality time.
Okay.
So yeah, with people who I really care about, I like the cuddling, like with Max or with Jordan. I love like holding, but it's not like something I go to. It's just like cool. But with friends, it's not something I do. I don't know.
Yeah,
because I feel like platonic cuddling doesn't exactly exist.
I think for some people it can. Me personally, I've never had a platonic relationship that I am really okay with, like with physical touch. Like I can hug friends, like I'll hug you like till the end. But like in terms of, I don't know. I think in my head when I was younger, if I would let people, like I was short, so like people would like put their arm on me, or like friends, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then I was like, you're touching me, and I never said yes. So like I took it as you think you're above me, but like don't
think you're better than me.
a little bit, yes. Like it's in here. I'm like, I know that they don't think that, but I'm not like, if I let them do that, then I feel like they'll think about me in a certain way, and I'm like, I don't want you, like, no, like I'm like putting up this entire aura where you have to get consent before anything happens. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. My daughter's like that, actually. Trying to find out children's love languages is interesting.
But I feel like they're very obvious. I don't know. Jordan's obvious. Like, well, one, just to go bounce off your story real quick, and we'll talk about bounce off kids' love languages. When my friends did that, put their arms around me, I felt weird, but also like special. Because I don't, oh my God, no. My parents and all that stuff, they never really hugged me in that like cuddly kind of stuff. So I guess in that paternal sense, like I'm giving him like all the love and whatnot, especially with the people I care about. It's also like knowing that Max's primary love language is physical touch, and you can imagine how tough that is in a long distance relationship.
Damn, you guys are troopers.
So, it was interesting. I never initiated it because I never, like to friends, because one, I thought that was only appropriate in relationship aspect, and two, it was never something I never got in regards to like my parents, so I never sought out for it. It was always just from my parents, just like doing, just like help out or do good in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's to bounce off with that, like with Jordan's love language. His is, well, for him, I think his two primary love languages is physical touch, words of affirmation. He has a tendency to like, did you see that? Are you proud of me? He goes that kind of stuff, and to me, in my head, I just say that, okay, that's what he's looking for. He's essentially asking for what his asking for you to give me to give the love language.
Yeah.
And then and I know physical touch, because like when we're just watching TV, he'd just be like this. Or his foot would just be on my leg. I'm like, why are you like this? But it's like it's comforting to him. And it's just one time I was watching TV with Jordan and Max. They both randomly had limbs on my Jordan had a foot on my shoulder, and Max had her hand on my shoulder. So I'm like, I see your love language.
Here it is.
So it's interesting. So I feel like a lot of them are going to act on it. So I don't know. What's your story with?
Same thing. Nora's is words of affirmation. Oh no, physical touch and words of affirmation. And she doesn't like quality time. She loves to have her privacy. She's always asking me to give her space.
Wow.
And can you go to your room, or can you give me some alone time?
Wow.
So she likes her space, but when she does pop in, she's like, okay, watch me do this. And I have to drop everything and watch and comment on it. She wants to know if she did a good job. Or, Mommy, do you love me? And I'm like, of course, do I not tell you enough? I'm like, okay, up it then. But, and in physical touch, she really loves hugs.
Yeah. I mean, especially at this age right now, they all love physical touch or hugs.
Not that much, though, actually. Now she's getting into the stage where she has her first crushes, and she does not want us anywhere near her. She doesn't want her dad holding her hand or near her, and then me, she's just like, ugh.
Oh, my God. Jordan just acts cool when he's in front of his friends. He's like, hey, buddy. And then he's like... You're like you're in elementary school, you little bitch. Fuck you then. Walk away.
Oh my God.
Imagine I start cussing. No, that would be like CPS gets involved.
The principal's like, all the teachers are just standing there like, oh, sorry.
You're like, oh, yeah, that's right, my parent.
Oh my God.
All right, what about your going into the whole your first relationship and then your most recent relationship?
Oh God, Jesus.
Kind of high school and adults. I know. God, I was a hopeless fucking romantic in high school. I wanted to be married by 21.
Oh, tell us more.
That was the goal. And then one of the reasons, just to add to the whole married aspect, trying to have the traditional life. I wasn't good with kids. I was shy, so I went on a missionary trip to take care of kids at an orphanage to get these skills. And I was like, I need to become a good dad. And this was at the age of 15 or 16. It was so fun.
That's sweet.
My first girlfriend was around 16? I think 16. Or 14. Shit, I don't even know. How old are you in
middle school?
No, this is high school.
Middle school.
Shit, I don't even remember. But yeah, I don't know how. She saw me perform at her school or somewhere at church.
Oh no!
And I was friends with her best friend, and then notes started getting passed, the old school crazy origami.
Yes, I would do that
from my school to her school. She went to a Catholic school, so
they would pass notes. Dang!
Wow.
It's her best friend would be our messenger, and we'd just pass it, and then eventually, it's so
sweet.
It's stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that stuff works. That stuff works. If you're watching this and you're younger, or if you are our age, that stuff still works.
Yes.
Yeah, something about an actual handwritten letter and the effort.
Oh my gosh!
In there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that we eventually got together, but broke up. I feel like we got together my sophomore year, broke up like probably less than a year in. Yeah, we're still good friends. So I'm friends. I'm friends with all my exes. So
same.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah. You're like, burn that bridge.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, but I was a needy little punk though, dude. On a date with them, or like we were out on an outing, and then she was just hanging out with her friends, and I'm like, oh, she doesn't love me anymore.
Oh, that's when you need your words of affirmation.
Yeah, the reassurance.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I didn't know what that was. Like, I didn't know, like, you know.
Understand.
Yeah, and then
We're just a bitch.
yeah, it was so bad. I would have all these internal situations in my head that aren't real, and then by the time I'm done, she'd be like, "What the fuck happened?"
You've got a whole story going.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I argued with you for 20 minutes in my head. Were you not there?
Gosh.
Excuse me. So that was something I had to work on for a very long time.
Yes,
And
it's still a work in progress.
Imagine if I had that same mindset now, but like with Max. And then,
Oh no!
Not work. I'd be like so needy. Like, who are you with? What's his name? Huh? You like this picture?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
What about you guys?